Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David.
Oh boy.
Sarah doesn't have a voice, everybody.
That barely came out. Apologies, people. David will be running this ship today.
Yes, we are talking about Survivor. And it was a decent episode. It's hard to sort of live up to the past 3 weeks that we've had with the double elimination.
Yeah, but
and
this one had me on like an emotional roller coaster.
For sure, right.
Because it was like families, but then it's also Christian.
Yeah,
What?
right. Yes. So it starts with Nick is pissed at Christian because Christian kind of blindsided him at the last vote, and Nick was not in the loop on the fact that Carl was going home.
No.
So,
which was stupid on Christian's part.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you clue in Nick?
Yeah.
It sort of like makes sense to do that. And now Nick is like, Mason Dixon is dead to me. Like, I am not going to hesitate to blindside Christian at this point.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta go.
Yeah. So then we go right into the reward challenge, and this is the family time.
Families. I mean, everyone.
Everyone had tears.
Yes.
So many like moms and dads.
There were like no spouses.
No spouses, just a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and then the rest were family members.
Parents.
The one that was interesting was, of course, Christian and his girlfriend is interesting.
Of course.
And Gabby doesn't seem very pleased to see Christian's girlfriend there.
Yes. In the moment, she's like, true love. But I think it sank in.
Yeah. I don't think those
Yeah.
tears were about their love. I think it was about her love lost there.
Which I was like, Gabby girl, I was with you. I was waiting for the wedding between the two of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, seeing this, I think Gabby was there with me. She was like, Christian's my soulmate. And then she's like, nope, that's his soulmate.
That's her, yeah. So then we play the reward challenge, and Nick and Angelina are paired together, and they sort of have this like come from behind victory, which is huge for Angelina because it's the first reward she's ever won, and what an important reward to win.
And he's like straight up calling it out. He's like, y'all are in the back.
Yeah.
She's never won a reward.
Yeah.
You are horrible. What?
Totally.
Awful.
But they eke out this win, and then they get to pick two other people, as usually happens. So they pick Davy and Mike.
Yes.
Right.
I thought by the pairings that Allison and Kara were gonna kill it for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's an interesting mix, Gabby and Christian. That's not gonna go well.
No.
I was like, Davy is awesome, but like Mike might hold him up. And I just for some reason thought like, this is Allison and Kara's time to shine.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
No. Then they go on their reward, and there's a lot of Final Four talk, which I kind of was surprised by. I didn't really see this like configuration coming, that like this is everybody's ideal Final Four. Who knows how much they were like just saying it, but Davey was the only one in the testimonial where he was like, I'm not really feeling this, but like I have to play along. And,
I love Davey. Davey has been great from the get-go.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm running my own show.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know about you guys.
Right. And I'm sure Angelina is just thrilled to be in anybody's Final Four scenario. She's like, Anybody else? Okay, great. Yeah, Final Four. This is the one I want for sure. She's like reaching on to anything that she possibly can.
Yeah.
Now back at camp, Gabby is...
Good old Gabby. She's reeling from that realization.
Head spinning.
And she's not Christian's soulmate.
Right. So Christian's got to go.
Hard.
Yeah, he's got to go. She's ready to flip. And she's thinking like, you know, I have sort of been seen as his sidekick for so long, and he's the one calling the shots, and I feel like we're equal partners, and I deserve some of this credit, so I need to get him out so people will see me as making my own moves, and also getting Christian out as getting out the biggest threat in this game. So I just got to do it.
Okay, good points, Gabby.
Yeah.
Except that he is your biggest ally, and you need him.
Yes.
And also, don't make decisions out of jealousy.
I know.
This is Survivor.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I'm like, there are still 8 people left in the game. If you get rid of Christian, where does that leave you?
Yeah, who's your number one after that? Who's protecting you?
No one else really has your back.
And
like
if
that.
everybody's like, oh, she just made her move by getting Christian out, they're gonna take you out. Like, Gabby, you're the next one because you just made that big move.
Yeah, so I just feels like bad timing, but it's hard to know exactly when the right timing is when you're on the island and you're not seeing all these background conversations like we are.
Sure, but so she's talking to Allison and Kara, who are of course like, great idea. We've been wanting him out forever.
Yes, right. Yes. And when half of a sort of power duo in the game comes to you and says, hey, why don't we split up my power duo? People are going to be like, yeah, I'm in.
Yes,
Let's do
you.
it. Yeah.
Great idea.
So then we go into the immunity challenge.
Immunity.
Mike is out first.
Mike, how many times have you been out first?
Again.
Buddy.
Right. Is this part of your strategy?
Yeah. Or are you really just falling down? You did the amazing race. Like, come on.
Yeah. So this one comes down to
Davy
and Kara. Before we got down to that final two, Angelina was pretty chatty with Nick. And if I were Nick, I'd be like, can you zip it? Like, A, I'm trying to concentrate.
How obvious was that?
Yeah. And B, I don't want to be associated with you. Nobody likes you, Angelina. Nobody trusts you. So, like, I don't want people to think that we're in some kind of, like, covert relationship here.
It was very odd. And then, you know, like Christian was like, well, how am I looking?
Yeah.
And I think that made Allison uncomfortable. She's like, I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah,
but it was like obvious.
Yes.
Like, why is everyone supporting Nick?
Yeah, right. Kara wins immunity, which is another new person to win immunity. Nobody has won 2 immunities this season so far, which is great.
Very excited for her.
And I sort of felt like, is this going to be a turning point for Kara? Like maybe she's going to come alive in the game. Not so much the rest of this episode, but hopefully soon we'll get more from Kara.
Right.
But then we go back to camp and Gabby, now that Christian doesn't have immunity, Gabby is going to work on those people.
She's selling her plan to everybody, and it's so easy.
Yeah.
Everyone's on board. Nick is like, absolutely.
Yeah, because he said at the beginning of the episode that he wants to blindside Christian, so he's like, super. I don't have to convince Gabby to do this.
Right.
She's coming to me with this plan.
Yeah. Davy,
on the other hand.
I love Davy. Yeah. He's always like, but what do I think?
What's best for my game? Yeah, he does seem to be one of the only ones who's always thinking about what's best for my game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure other people are, but he says, I need Christian there as a shield, and he's right.
100%.
He will become a huge target once Christian is gone.
Yes, Christian is his shield.
Yeah.
Like if everyone is thinking about Christian, they're not thinking about Davy.
Yeah.
And if Christian is gone, Davy will absolutely be one of the top targets.
100%. So he just goes and puts a little bird in Christian's ear and says, I don't know if you should trust Nick.
And he's straight up like, so Gabby's trying to build her resume. Christian's like, oh, what now? I mean, I can't imagine getting that news.
Yeah.
My girl?
Yeah.
Number one?
Right. It almost is like, can I really believe this? But Christian seems to like start, you know, he puts on his skeptic glasses and he's kind of like viewing everything with a different lens now that Davy has told him, like, you shouldn't be trusting these people. Right. So Christian, we see Christian go on the beach with Nick, and he's on an apology tour, right? Like, I'm sorry, I should have brought you in on this plan. Yes, right. Mason Dixon, it's still alive. Yeah. Nick is putting on a good show, but he's not buying it.
That bridge has been burned.
Yeah, right. So then we go to Tribal, and again, we sort of see Christian and Nick mending fences, but we all know that Nick is acting and he's not.
So before we go to Tribal though, like I don't know what's going on because everyone seems to be on board for Christian.
Christian's going after Allison still.
Yeah, Christian thinks they're going after Allison. There was like a small discussion of, we think he has an idol, so let's put Gabby as a backup. Yes,
Nick tells Angelina and Mike about this, and they're like, sure, oh yeah, Christian, and then a backup Gabby, great. Like, they love that plan.
And then Christian's like, I don't want to use my idol, so I'm going to try to figure it out. Well, it doesn't seem like you should trust Nick, so use that idol.
Use the idol, please, yeah.
And then the Tribal was interesting because this was the first time it seemed like no one was really spilling the beans.
No, everyone's walls were up and they were just, it was just a lot of like vague talk about like, who do you want to bring to the end with you and who do you want on the jury and who's a real threat.
And a lot of shady eyes.
Right, a lot of looking around.
A lot of that.
Yeah. So they go to vote and we see Gabby vote for Christian, as we knew that was going to happen. This is her plan in the first place, but everything else is kind of in the dark as to how the votes fall.
Then we see this great look of Christian to Gabby.
Right. He's
like eyeing her and then he does a little smirk.
As if to say like, I see you.
Yeah, I got you.
I know what you're doing.
Right. And then he kind of does because they call for an idol.
Yeah.
He waits.
Almost doesn't get it in.
Yeah.
Because Jeff is like, okay, and Christian's like, one more second. And then he like looks at Gabby, turns around, looks at Davy. Davy's like, oh, me?
He's like, don't call me out.
Yeah, right.
I don't know anything.
Right. So I guess Christian's just trying to get one last, take everything in. And then he decides to play his idol out of his shoe. And
then immediately Gabby's like, how are you so smart?
Yeah. Even
how
the jury,
did you get it?
the jury members were like, God, that guy is smart.
Yeah.
How did he know?
Well, because he had this little birdie named Davy.
Right. He didn't just sense it like somebody told him.
It wasn't analytics on a graph.
Yeah.
He got info.
Yeah, but Gabby, kind of realizes, my plan failed. And she's a good sport about it. She was like, man, you are so, where did you get that brain?
I mean, ultimately, that's the game of Survivor. She tried to make a bold move, and she's out.
But the great part was they read 5 votes for Christian, right? None of them count, which is the drama that we want. And then it's like Allison, and Gabby's like, I'm so sorry, Allison. And it's like, girl, you don't even know what's coming. So then 1 vote Gabby, and she's like, oh crap. But again, she just took it in stride, and I loved the moment when she was like, sorry, Christian. He was like, it's okay. She's like, I'm really sorry, I love you. And he's like, we'll see each other soon. They both know it was just a game. And
it was. I mean, it's such a bummer to see these 2 people that we loved.
Yeah.
Go against each other.
Yeah.
But that is the game.
That's what happens sometimes.
Absolutely. So it was interesting that Davy ultimately voted for Christian.
Yeah.
And Angelina and Mike were the 2 that voted for Gabby.
Yes.
Which I'm sure were probably just dividing up a couple people were going to vote for Gabby.
Right. It wasn't
that situation.
Yeah, it wasn't that I think Angelina and Mike were gunning for Gabby any more than Christian, but they were just the 2 that they needed to throw to Gabby as a safety.
I think Davy just saved face.
Yeah, he's got to go with the plan to make it look like he's in with everybody. He did enough by cluing Christian in and getting him to use that idol. And guess what? Now Christian's idol's gone. So that's beneficial for Davy once he wants to get Christian out, because obviously he does. It's just not the right time for Davy.
Unfortunately, Christian voted for Allison, so they're both in the game together still. And that needs to be explained.
Right. And now this idol's back in play potentially, so that'll be interesting to see who goes hunting for that.
Is Davy gonna jump up first thing?
Oh, I'm sure he will, but I think Christian's gonna be up too. As if Christian weren't a target before, now he has escaped 2 eliminations with an idol. One that was played for him, and now one that he played himself. So they have to get him out.
I think he's really escaped every week, because every week they wanted him out.
I know.
So he's just still there.
Yeah. And those people are like, okay, this is the guy that won't die. We have to get him out. They're going to be on a mission. But
I stand by that's Angelina too.
I totally agree.
Angelina is not stirring the pot right now.
Yep.
But when it comes down to it, they're going to wish they had gotten her out, because she is playing a great game.
I could not agree more. They should be focusing on her as much as they are focusing on a Christian or, according to the preview for next week, a Nick, something like that.
Well, for sure, Nick. I mean, we've been talking about how great he's been playing and so under the radar.
Yes.
But now he might not be so under the radar.
No, and now it seems like Angelina's the one who's under the radar, because in the preview for next week, they're throwing out Davy, they're throwing out Christian, Nick, Allison. It seems like it's just a free-for-all and anybody's fair game, but I did not hear Angelina's name from anybody.
Right.
They should be careful of her, because I think she could make an excellent case to win if it comes down to a final tribal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, rice alone, you guys, negotiation.
Right.
I think that's the beauty of the fact that they got all the big, muscly threats out and kind of evened the playing field. And so now it's really well, who do we want to get out? There's a case for everyone now.
Yes, right.
So, yeah. This one or that one.
Right, exactly. I don't know who's the right person to get up at this time, because now it's so about strategy and so about that social game and what connections you formed. It's not, and again, because the individual immunities have been so spread out, there's not a clear front runner in that respect. So
it really should be down to the last couple episodes, and you've got to be considering who you want to take to final 3, basically. Who can you beat? Is how you should be thinking right now.
Right. So we'll see. But Christian lives to see another week.
Christian lives, and poor Gabby paid the price.
Yeah.
I loved this episode just because I was on an emotional roller coaster, even though it wasn't as dramatic as some of them have been. But I still, this cast is so great.
It's so good, this cast. I love this season.
What did you guys think? Where are we headed?
Yes.
What's coming up? How's this going to break down?
Yes, let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.